So here is a public playground, which is right adjacent to the bandshell where Celebrate Brooklyn has its music every summer. And as you can see, it's a great little playground, actually a pretty good sized playground. It's open to the public. There's no privatization yet of the playground. This is all for the public, for the people, by the people, right? So here we are, and then as we're close to the 9th Street entrance there, Prospect Park West and 9th Street, and then as we make our way, as we would if there was a show, which there has not yet been a performance, they're just setting up now for the summer, but if we make our way this way, you will see that what used to be completely open, when this first started, Celebrate Brooklyn was completely open, and there were no gates, there was no fencing, there was no black tarp thrown over the fencing in addition to all of the barriers that they're putting up. So now you can see right here, this chain link fence is here, which is close to the stage, but you can't really see the stage because we're we can't see it. It's all fenced in. So there's the tarp there, and then over here, this chain link fence gets covered over with black tarp. It gets draped with black tarp, and you'll see as we go a little bit further up, you'll see they've started to do that for the area where this is the restaurant area. They set up a restaurant, or like tables and chairs and vendors under here for the VIPs. And then here we have the black canvas, which is amazing. The black canvas or tarp that stretches under, that's up against the chain link fence. It gets it's right now, it's only where the VIP area is, but when they have a high profile musical guest like Bob Dylan or James, they had Jackson Brown, then what they do is they utilize this chain link fence, which is all you'll see in the other side. It doesn't have a black tarp yet, but what they do is they leave the chain link fence without the black tarp for the less well-known musical guests. And then when they have someone who's high profile, then it is no longer a public event. It's a private show, and the ticket prices are way high. I think here's a chain link fence without the black tarp on it. So what they'll do is they will drape this whole, all of this fence will get draped with the black tarp if there's anyone who's a high profile. And then here you can see they not only have a chain link fence, but they also have metal barriers, and then before the metal barriers they have a wooden sort of ready-made picket fence. So there are actually 3 layers of boundaries between the public, quote unquote, where the public would be here, and which is where they sit when they listen if they don't go in and pay the admission price. So while this is billed as a public free event, it has become increasingly privatized, and that is as the park itself has changed from being a public park to being one of the so-called private public partnerships. So the Prospect Park Alliance is now in partnership with Prospect Park, and so this is now becoming more and more a for-profit area. They also plan, there were prospectors out here, or whatever you call them, there were engineers or developers who were putting their cameras and their measurers all along this area, which is on the other side, the public so-called side, and I believe there are plans now to take over this space. So this space where I'm standing right now will no longer be public. This space will then be taken, the parameter will increase, expand, pushing out the public and keeping in the for-profit customers. So yeah, so here you have it, and you go this way. This is where people often sit, right here, to listen to the music. If they can't hear, you know, they can't see it, they can hear it. And so that's sort of been the incremental changes of what happens when you have the privatization of a park. Because when I first moved to Brooklyn, this whole bandshell area was completely ungated, there were no fences, and it worked. People came with their picnic baskets, and everyone had free access to hearing the music and seeing the music if they wanted to. And here is where you have more of this chain link.